What's up, everyone? Coach Lisa here, owner-founder of Challenge U Softball and the National CUDIT Concentric Hitting Coach Certification Program. So I want to talk to all of my athletes out there on one topic, and that is the mental game. Now, I opened up our Instagram and put a question out there. Hey, what do you want to see worked on? I'll make some drills for you. What do you want to see? And I got hundreds of responses, and a lot of them were how to be confident at the plate. And I love that. That's exactly why I created the CUDIT Hitting Coach Certification, so that instructors can start training that heavy as much as we do the physical game in our lessons. This is everything. And the reason I know it's everything is because, number one, my mindset completely directed the whole direction of my life as an adult, and I'll get into that. And number two, as a player, I went through a phase in my career where I literally froze up the entire season. And I was a four-batter, and I was sick, and I was awesome. I had this one season, you never forget that one season, where you're like, what the hell, who am I right now? Everybody's telling me how great I am. I am great, but it's just not clicking, it's not connecting, right? So I went through that terrible time, and I really had to go through it to understand the power of being the gatekeeper in my mind. So I want to talk to you guys about the mental game. 3 points of CUDIT hitting, private lesson certification, mental training, and that is visualization, body language, and self-talk. And actually how to really transform what you're thinking, what you're feeling in a split second. So, first and foremost, thoughts become things. Repeat that. Thoughts become things. One more time, say it out loud. Thoughts become things. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been told, don't swing at the changeup. Don't swing at her changeup. Don't swing at her changeup. Don't swing at her rise. Yeah, right? We've been told that. But what we're being told is literally to focus on our energy, swing at the change, swing at the rise. Because we're constantly thinking about the change and the rise. So anytime you say don't with anything, dads, moms, if you say to your daughter or son, don't date this person, what are they gonna want to do more of? Come on. So with us as athletes, let's change that word of don't. Don't think of the pink elephant in the tutu. We all know that one. Well, guess what you just probably thought of? And it actually was really funny. It was really detailed in my head just now. So you don't want to say the word don't when you're saying anything. So to reverse that, you say, I want to hit the pitch that's right on that fat outside corner. I want to turn on that inside pitch. Send it right to left center. Get detailed with what you want. And you're going to start noticing that this is what you're attracting. And this is what you're ready for. And this is what you're trained and ready to just like bring into you. As long as you start focusing on what you do want, whether it's life, whether it's the game, as long as you start focusing on what you do and catch the times that you say the D word and change that, as long as you start to do that, you're going to notice, number one, you're going to feel different, you're just going to be more excited and more confident about everything, about life in general, because you're focusing on the good. I'm excited this is going to happen, this is going to happen. I know it's very hard, but it will completely change how you feel. It'll definitely change your mindset. And the better you get at it, the less you become a negative, zoned-in person, focusing on everything that you don't want to happen. You see, it sounds crazy, but I've been studying this thing called the law of attraction since 20 years old. The law of attraction has dictated my entire life. I still have the book that I wrote when I was in the motor vehicle at 21 years old about wanting my own facility and having it be successful and doing good for athletes out there. And I wasn't anybody. I didn't have a path to a good school. I didn't have any connections. I was just a girl from Jersey. But I wanted this, and I wanted to be the best at it, right? So I put out there what I wanted. And not only did I put it out there, I obsessed over it. And it became everything to me. It was as if I knew that this would happen. Now, same thing with you as an athlete. You have to know what you want. You have to obsess over what you want. Oh, you want to be a starting pitcher in the NCAA? Obsess over it, see it, feel it, so that nothing can stop you. Thoughts become things. And I'm telling you right now, when you obsess over something so much, you will subtly take the actions to get there. So I dare you, and I challenge you to create something that you do want. Focus on what you do want. Get obsessed with what you want. See what you want. Get zoned in, and almost as if there's nothing else that matters to you. Set that vision and set it with detail. Now notice that when you set that vision, and you're like really visualizing it, and you're like, oh man, I'm going back after, this pandemic right now. I'm on the field, and everybody's like, whoa, she must have really trained because I'm hitting everything coming in my way. I'm a big leader on my team. I'm like an animal. I'm the captain. When you obsess about that every single morning and night, and you write it as a little story, as a little affirmation story, and you get so obsessed, you start to feel excited. You start to feel happy. You start to look forward to playing. You start to wanna get out there and train because you know you're the best. You feel that you're the best. And then you train and you train and train, and you don't stop until you reach that vision coming to life, and then you create another one because that's just the person you are then. That is how you obsess over something. That is how you attract something. That is how you create something, and that is how you grind to something. You cannot start anything great without a vision. That's one. I have been told so many times throughout my career, be confident, feel confident, just carry yourself with confidence. But I never was told the most important question, how? How do I feel so confident about myself when we're taught to compare ourselves to others our whole lives? We're presented with this area now, social media, where you put yourself out there and there's so much opportunity for people to try to knock you down. How do you feel confident? 2 steps that I say can help quickly change your confidence right away. Number 1, all my CUDIT certified coaches teach their hitting athletes in their lessons the power of body language. Body language can extremely change how you feel about yourself. So on our wall, we have 3 power poses on our wall. Now there was a big fancy schmancy, I don't like to go into heavy duty stuff in my drills or talk. I want to relate to you, but there was a really awesome study done at Harvard through a woman named Amy Cuddy. Love her. She basically studied what happens in the brain when you change your positioning of your body, right? And what happens is basically you get this big boost in testosterone. Long story short, you feel awesome. It affects how you feel up here, okay? So anytime you find yourself in a position where you're feeling down, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling down and out, you're beating yourself up, one thought's going to the next, and before you know it, you just thought negative about yourself and life for 10 minutes. Stand up and put yourself into a good power pose. Hands on your hips, feel good. Talk to yourself about what that desire, that vision. Get those hands on your hips. Feel it out, think it's happening. It is happening now. I'm excited. Start to transform. With that, you start to feel more confident because you start to feel in control of who you are and what you want. So that body language is key. It's so vital. Forget drills, forget hitting, forget all sports. You need to have your mind right. You need to have your mind right. And that's first and foremost. So vision, body language. Last but not least, the most important part of the CUDIT VBS system, trademarked, is self-talk, okay? Self-talk. Self-talk is what we teach our athletes in lessons, that this is the most important. The way that you talk to yourself is first and foremost because it could destroy everything. And once you start to really catch those thoughts, you realize, wow, this explains a lot. Quick story, I had a girl, D1, best hitter, records, blah, blah, awesome. Huge, great hitter. She was in a little funk when she was spring training. She was in a funk a year ago, I think it was last year. Anyway, I said, listen, do me a favor. I want you to take this notepad, take a notepad, I want you to write down all these thoughts, every thought that comes in your head that you feel is negative, doesn't make you feel good. Just write it down, don't look at it again, close the book, and go perform. We'll talk about it after. Don't even open the book after. Don't open the book until we come back for our cut it lesson when I see you next. She doesn't open the book, she writes. So she comes back and we open the book and I'm like, okay. There were sentences on there that went through her mind that had nothing to do with softball. Had to do with how she felt in her uniform, had to do with a family member, had to do with something that happened to her a week before, something with a friend who wasn't on the team. But my point is she caught all these things in her mind. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. And it was upsetting, you know, we worked through it. But when you are able to see where your thoughts are really going, what you're thinking about, you could then take control, okay? And it happens with everybody. I mean, listen, instructors out there, facility owners out there, we haven't been open in a very long time. I'm trying to keep my mind right, following my own advice right now, and I'll do that till the day I die. We have to, okay? We have to practice what we preach. So, you have to check your mindset, but you have the tools to change it. Visualize. Not just visualize and think, oh, pretty thoughts. Get obsessed. Obsessed in detail. Write it down. What do you see yourself doing? Why? How are you going to get there, and what are you going to give back? 2, check that body language. 3, check that self-talk. And then you explore. Then you start to learn how to be in control, and then, only then, will you be able to do drills all over YouTube, hitting drills. Okay? This is why I created the Cut It Hitting Coach system. Because in a private lesson, you should be training this 90%. And I'm really passionate in that. I don't have any big names connected to me right now. I don't have any connections. And you don't need that. I created Cut It because I was obsessed with a vision. I put myself in good power poses when I was feeling down and stressed. It took 2 years to basically write a book and a course. And you know, just when you think you're gonna give up, I can't do this, I don't have the back, and you do it because you're obsessed with it. And then you check your self-talk, and you get your mind right, and you do it. And you think, oh, you know, I don't know, I didn't go to a big school, I didn't have that, I don't know. You do it. You go back to that vision that you're obsessed with. And let me tell you, Cut It's now in 15 states and in Canada. That's the power of visualization, body language, and self-talk within Cut It. And you can do anything that you want in this journey of life, in sports, in your relationship, in your body, in your finances, that you would like. Get your mind there, get obsessed with it, because your energy is just gonna come off your body and just bring it, because you're so obsessed. There's nothing that can stop you to get that, all right? I hope it wasn't too much for you, but this is what life is about to me. This is what sports is about, and this is what I'm passionate with, and is teaching the mindset. It's everything. In life, in sports, and in this journey. Because this journey is just a little glimpse, and it goes like that. So let's take it all and give it all back. All right, everyone, please smash that like button below and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on notifications. It really helps the channel, and I definitely keep bringing you more mental, physical training, drill videos that you can use for yourself or all your athletes out there. All right? Love you guys. Thank you so much. Ciao.